And good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting live here from NGC Studios here in South Florida. And I want to thank you so very much for joining me tonight. And I am back in full broadcaster uniform, as it were. I've decided to actually put some effort into my hosting wardrobe once again instead of being a total and complete Florida man. But anyway, great to be back here for another edition of the show. Hello to both Apex Gamma and I know he likes to be called Pluffy Phil now, but he'll always be Dictator Phil in my heart. So Dictator Phil is joining us as well. So
Look at you, Sam.
Phil?
Jesus, look at you, Sam. You look like a pretty brass button. Look at that fucking attire there. Jeez, you are rocking it.
Thanks. Well, I you know.
How did hey, real quick, how did the Tinder date go?
I wish I had a Tinder date now. I have almost stooped to that level. Not quite, but I'm close. But anyway, folks, I'm glad to be here. Contact info as usual. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @SundayBurns_NGC. Not banned yet, but I have a feeling if my tweets keep going in the direction they will, I might end up being at least temporarily banned, like my friend Phil here was banned. And if I do get banned, you can follow me on Gab and Parler at Sam Whitfield, Facebook.com/Whitfield Report. Follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, streamlabs.com/Whitfield Report if you want to donate, and also DLive if you want to donate lemons or whatever. So anyway, gentlemen, it's been a few days since the shit show of a debate, as they're calling it, and I mean we all did an after show, so I don't want to rehash things completely. But one thing I have noticed is that I think the attitudes of the debate towards the debate have kind of changed. You know, in the last few days, since it took place. I've noticed like some of the people who were saying that Trump lost the debate are actually going, you know what? Actually, he didn't do that bad. But I don't know. That could just be me. But one other thing that I'm not really surprised that this has become a thing again, but it kind of pissed me off is the whole white supremacy angle has popped up in the news again, and that pisses me off. So before we dive into I guess the news stories here, gentlemen, have either of you had any changing opinions and or views on how the debate went since Wednesday?
Yes. I actually listened to the debate again in its entirety. And yeah, I thought Trump did. I thought Trump won. I didn't think that. I didn't think he. I get what they were saying when Biden looked better that evening, but looking back at it now, it's more of a. I think Trump had a lot more gotcha moments. He had a lot more, like he had more control of the evening. And of course he was playing at a handicap. So with Chris Wallace basically, cupping Biden's ball. So I just don't. I thought that, like, looking at it a second time, it was more favorable for Trump. But of course, with the COVID thing, I don't think anybody's really thinking about the debate right now. Not much anyway.
Yeah, in my view, I mean, my one big criticism, and I think it was fair at the time, was that Trump kind of interrupted a bit, and I feel he should have let Biden hang himself a bit more instead of interrupting. Like, that was my big thing, and I mean, I still stand by that sort of, but Trump didn't do nearly as bad as I initially thought he did, because I went back and watched the clip specifically where the whole white supremacy thing got brought up, and I want to take the time to say that before this debate, I wouldn't say I liked Chris Matthews, but like, I never really minded him. He was just kind of,
You mean Chris Wallace, right?
yeah. Oh God, yeah. Did I say Chris Matthews?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
Got
We
it.
know what you
Yeah.
meant. We got you.
Well, at this point in my mind, Chris Matthews and Chris Wallace are now almost indistinguishable.
Isn't there? By the way, isn't there a tie? Speaking of Chris Matthews, isn't there a tie? There's supposedly some sort of tie with for Chris Wallace with Epstein Island or something.
with
I was seeing something. I'll have to look it up again, but yeah, there's definitely some sort of, like, with the flight logs or something like that.
with Chris Wallace?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, who knows? I do know that Chris Wallace is the son of a famous actor from the 50s named Mike Wallace, and Dennis Miller had a great line on his podcast on Thursday. He said, "Geez, when he said, what world are we living in where we're getting political advice from that guy's son, from Mike Wallace's son?" It's just because I guess he was kind of a snob too in some ways, but the whole white supremacy thing is really retarded, and I guess that's what we're kind of going to address here tonight, because again, people don't seem to understand that Trump has disavowed white supremacy hundreds of times before, and for the record, I disavow white supremacy and supremacy, period. In all of its forms.
They have Jim Acosta. There's a tweet of Jim Acosta saying that Donald Trump disavowed white supremacy back in, like, 2017 or some shit. Like, it's over. Like, it's over. Why are you bringing it? Why are you rehashing all of this, like, stuff that's been debunked years ago? It just I mean, if you're trying to sell something, you did a really bad job of it. Like, speaking about Chris Wallace.
Well, I mean, white supremacy is kind of retarded, though, Johnny. In the chat, I mean, those guys just dance around wearing pea-stained bed sheets all the time. That's that's kind of retarded. But here's one thing that isn't retarded: is I keep hearing podcasters and whatnot bring up the group the Proud Boys, which is kind of why the stream is named what it is. because one of the Proud Boys' main thing is proud of your boy. That's like one of their sayings, and you know, I'm a Gamma, so therefore I'm proud of. We're proud of. I'm proud. I'm proud of my Gamma. I'm proud of your Gamma, Apex. So that's
Oh,
where.
hi.
So that's where the stream title comes from. But anyway, I actually have an article here from Talkie Mag explaining, which is one of Gavin's old websites. You're explaining what the Proud Boys actually is. So let me go ahead and get that up on screen. Um. Okay. See here. Copy the link. Okay. So, let's see here. So this was Gavin's initial article on what the Proud Boys actually is. And, okay, so let me go ahead and put this into. I'll just read this out loud for you guys. I don't know if you guys in chat can actually see the article, but here's what I'm reading. So this is Gavin's initial post on what the Proud Boys is. This is from Talkie Mag, September 15th, 2016. Introducing the Proud Boys. On Sunday, September 11th, while college students vandalized memorials, the NYC chapter of the Proud Boys held its second meetup at the Tribeca Bar Gaslight. Though the exact details are kept secret, the meeting usually consists of drinking, fighting, and reading out aloud from Pat Buchanan's Death of the West. There were about 50 men at the gathering and no women because women are not allowed. The basic tenet of the group is that they are Western chauvinists who refuse to apologize for creating the modern world, like Archie Bunker. Okay, so right there and then that kind of seems a bit satirical. Like our Archie Bunker, they long for the days when girls were girls and men were men. This wasn't controversial even 20 years ago, but being proud of Western culture today is like being a crippled black lesbian communist in 1953. We just had a man apologize to Chelsea Clinton for being a man, and almost another lose his job because he won't watch gay movies. The group started in the fall after congregating on Compound Media. Full disclosure, I work there, and laughing at the politically correct culture they insist we take seriously. What began as a few fans in a bar across the street from the studio singing Proud of Your Boy and laughing at the reparations video of Gazelle Kodzo soon became a bona fide men's club with rituals, traditions, and even its own in-house court called the Sharia. There is the Midwest chapter, the Pacific Northwest Seattle chapter, the Louisiana chapter, Minnesota, Proud Boys Nashville, Proud Boy Texas, blah 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 blah. Okay, there. Okay, so
Give me a synopsis, Sammy.
more and more and more. So it basically continues to go on that basically the article concludes with how you become a Proud Boy. So first degree, you publicly declare that you are a Proud Boy. This means you make your Western chauvinism public, and you don't care who knows if you support Trump. How can you not if you're a Proud Boy? It comes up in the cafeteria. You proudly state your stance, blah blah blah. Second degree. Now this is the part that people on the internet find weird, and I kind of find weird too. You must get the crap beaten out of you by at least 5 guys until you can name 5 breakfast cereals. If you can hammer out Chex, Cheerios, Rice Krispies, Corn Flakes, and Special K in a matter of seconds, you're free to go. If you get flummoxed by the punches and cannot think straight, well, sorry, you're going to get pounded. The rationale here is that we all need better adrenaline control. Both physical fighting and arguing require you to maintain your composure and not get petty with ad hominem attacks, or I just can't forfeitures. Blah blah blah. Defending the West. And
I'll tell you what they could do. They could shove dildos up each other's asses until they can name 7 breakfast cereals. Because that shit all sounds pretty gay. So why not lean into it?
Yeah, that does sound gay. But
Gavin did shove a dildo in his ass on.
But
yeah,
go ahead.
But my point being here in reading this original article, and this is from Gavin, it's weird and it's cringe, but at no point is there anything having to do with white supremacy. It's just at the worst, it's a gay men's club prank that went seriously wrong somewhere.
Well, the overuse of chauvinism and like, I mean, he tries to be funny in it and satirical while being serious, and it's why he lost control of it in the first place, because he left the boundaries so ambiguous. And it's what people accuse Trump of doing now, which it's all most of it is obviously selectively edited. But like I said on the Versus stream, knowing normies like I know normies, the ones that I know that are politically motivated or just active, pay attention at all. And I was right. They did not like that Proud Boys thing, and it doesn't. The media spin does not help, and I've pointed that out to them. But the point still stands that the way he talks and the way he uses inflammatory language while being not very specific about that inflammatory, like grouping people up as animals with talking about immigrants and the various things that he's done. Anybody with the brain and that understands comedy or satire or that realm of communicating with other people get him, or at least can understand where he could be going, and don't always agree with it. I don't always agree with all the shit that comes out of that man's mouth. In fact, I don't agree with a lot of the things that he says, and the way he says, or at least the way he says them. A lot of the times, just mostly because I'm conditioned, like everybody else, to look at my politicians as suave, smooth liars, that tell me what I want to hear in a way that makes me feel comfortable. And I think that's what a lot of this is. But the whole Proud Boys thing, and Gavin, like he lost control of it, I think, in my opinion, because he played this game where he was trying to make it was supposed to be funny, and I mean, I think he actually got what he was hoping for. It just didn't go the way he wanted it to. You know, I don't know that for sure, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I mean, I I also think it was really. I also think it's really kind of cringe how Gavin this week has. I mean, he's basically been on a tear at how Trump called him out, specifically, and with the whole standing by thing. And listen, uh, I honestly I don't think Trump really understands what the Proud Boys are. He knows that they support him, but that's about it. I don't.
well, did you see? You guys saw that he came out and actually did disavow the Proud Boys, even though they have a, even though they've always been, a multiracial like militia group, I guess,
Yeah.
right? I mean, to some degree,
But
Yeah,
like,
so
but the founder of the Proud Boys also run. Doesn't he run the Latinos for Trump
yeah,
too?
I believe that yes.
yeah.
Like,
So
I don't think. I mean, I don't see. I think there's. I think it's just a joke. Like, it's just a bunch of guys doing a bunch of stupid jokes, and
LARPy shit, yeah, LARPy dude
yeah,
shit, yeah.
I
That
mean,
would
I
that
don't
makes
see
sense
it.
to me.
Like, I don't see it as like they're branding them as this fucking hate group or something. I don't see that. I mean, even if they say some edgy shit, I think they make fun of shit more than anything. Like,
yeah,
I'm not. I don't. I don't see it as them actual like these are the SP the SPLC, like, they named them a hate group or whatever, and uh
yeah. But
I just yeah, I don't think it's not
the
I don't know. The SPLC shit anyway.
well,
But like,
well, the
yeah.
SPLC lost a whole bunch of credibility when they made the OK. When they said that the OK symbol is a white supremacy dog whistle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, and that's what
You guys remember? Do you guys remember that dude getting kicked out of fucking um, Chicago Cubs Wrigley Stadium because he was got on camera behind the reporter doing it? He was
uh,
banned for life from fucking Wrigley Field
yeah,
for doing the OK symbol on camera.
yeah,
That was years ago, but that was funny.
I do remember that. So man, poor Wrigley, poor Wrigley Field. They've had a number of instances like that. I think that's where that one Instagram model like flashed the camera too, and they had to escort her out too, or something like that. So yeah, they've had their fair share of weirdos.
Well, Wrigley, they had that goat curse for a long time. They didn't win a World Series for um, I don't even. It was over 100 years because somebody used to bring a goat in and like to the games every week or every game, home game, back in the early 20th century, I believe. 20th century.
Uh-huh.
Kind of back in the day, back in the early days, I guess. And then they started banning it, and it was I don't know. It was just some lore because that's relatively close to me, so I've heard tell of the. It's pretty common in the area anyway. But they've won a World Series now, right? So
Yep.
anyway,
109 years, according to our friend Davey Crocco. What's
I
up,
was gonna
Davey?
say 109 years. Yeah, hey Davey, how you doing, man?
Johnny says, yeah, they don't make actual calls for violence now that Gavin is out of the picture. He was telling them to go out and fuck people. Yeah, and I mean, and I've heard some of Gavin's acolytes say that, oh, he doesn't mean that. He's just being satirical. But again,
No, yeah,
what
Gavin definitely used to call for violence regularly.
Well, he would
He
get
would.
he would get pit. Like, he was one of those guys that would get pissed and then say some stupid shit. Like, I I don't know. I think it's one of those things where I think he was just saying some shit out of like anger or whatever. Not like hate anger, but like if people are starting fights with him or something like that, he'd be like, yeah, fuck them up. Like, but little did he know that these people were actually going to fuck them up. Like,
No, I mean, I think you're right, actually, because I remember watching all that go down, and it was more like he was being attacked on all fronts and being barred from speeches, and and being attacked when he did go places. And he was telling supporters like, we need to fight these people when they try to fucking fight us. Punch them in the face when they try to punch. I mean, I remember the way he framed it was. I don't know that he, off the top of my head, said anything explicitly legal. I guess that could be, literally calling for violence other than defense. But I do remember a lot of just really like inflammatory rhetoric about defense, and I mean that's fine. You should fucking defend yourself to the nth degree, is to the death, if you have to. But if you're in a situation like his, you can't necessarily, at least in the atmosphere we live, unfortunately, can't say those kinds of things.
Yeah. I mean,
or I mean, you can, but you need to clarify. You need to be more specific, and you need to, I don't know, because the message spreads further and wider than it ever used to. People's voices, rather, and people like Gavin. And I feel like this is one of the things that old little Joe Rogan has been struggling with, especially recently, where it's like he's just a dude doing a podcast, and he's maintained that for years. But at a certain point, you have to realize how stupid people can be, and how like your words can matter to them, even though you don't think they should. They will, and whether you think that's your responsibility or not, that's on you. But I think anybody with any kind of empathy is eventually going to figure that out. So
at some yeah, that is. I mean, there's truth to that, but at some point, it's like, at some point, you just can't accept. You can't accept responsibility for mentally unstable people. It's like I actually got into an argument with a leftist today, and I think I pushed the right button, because I told her that what I told her, because nothing that I said triggered her more than this very line right here. I'm sorry you're going through a mental health issue. I hope you get the help you need. And she fucking lost it, and it was beautiful. So
I got called a white supremacist the other day by some random lady at the local coffee shop. I went in, and I was actually wearing my my neck gaiter, and she called me a racist, and I was like, why do you think I'm racist? And she goes, well, because you're wearing the American flag. And I go, well, don't black people and other races live here too? I mean, this isn't an ethno state, so how can you accuse me of being a racist? And she goes, well, it's the idea of America that's racist. And I told her, I said, well, then in that case, you better get out of here then. If
you better get out of this goddamn country, you fucking bee.
You better get out of here if you're
go on, get
out of here, goddamn.
If you're in such a racist place. So, and Johnny says Annie has that privileged wheelchair. I shit you not, Johnny. People have actually said that to me, that I have wheelchair privilege. So
Hmm.
Which
So Davy Crocco in the chat points out that Proud Boys organizer Joe Biggs wrote that President Trump told the Proud Boys to stand by because someone needs to deal with Antifa just yesterday. End quote. So not end quote. Trump basically said, "Go fuck them up. This makes me so happy." End quote. Joe Biggs, organizer of the Proud Boys. So that's not great.
No, to me that seems like a joke, but I'm
Perhaps. Maybe I'm misreading it.
because even the responses, like the responses that Gavin McInnes had and all these other guys had, they just seemed like it's just jokes. They're just jokes. It's not nothing. I don't think anything that they're saying is really serious or whatever. I don't. It's like a gag. Like this whole thing is just a fucking gag to them, which it does just seems hilarious. But I mean, look, these people, these leftists, they're mentally ill. They're mentally ill. Like normal people do not behave in this fashion. Like these people suffer from some sort of mental illness. Like, and of course we all call it, yeah, it's Trump derangement syndrome. But like, no, I mean, there's got to be something there. And these people need help. Like, absolutely.
Johnny
in the chat. Johnny in the chat. Sammy's a brown coat for one. Sammy's coat's racist, which is true. He's a brown coat. But let's not to mention. This is Johnny speaking here. Johnny's chat. See that he has that in that privileged wheelchair. Sammy can fucking ride. Sammy can ride Space Mountain 12 times before I get on once. Let's talk about privilege now.
Well, Johnny, I'll let you sit on my lap.
Oh shit!
There you go.
When we go into Space Mountain, bud. So I just want to go on that racist ride with what's the ride that from that band movie or whatever. It's the one with that famous like Dixie song. Oh, Splash Mountain. I just want to go on Splash Mountain with Jolly because I know that him being a self-acknowledged racist, he would probably love that ride. So, but anyway, so yeah.
All right. So Proud Boys story. What else you got another one on the docket, right?
Yeah.
Are we done with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think
moving on.
Yeah, I mean, so in conclusion, I think we can all agree that the Proud Boys are strange and possibly gay, but not
not racist though. Not white supremacist and not racist. I mean, not that it appears anyway.
Right. So second thing on the and I also had a clip of Gavin explaining what the Proud Boys are, but I don't think we need to play that, so we'll just skip that. So next story, we're getting mixed reports on the president's health. So
yeah, and it also appears his most recent message. It almost looks like he's on a ship. As I was watching it, I don't know. I mean, this thing's in the. I don't know. It didn't look right to me. The thing on the table, the camera shifted, and I've never seen a presidential address anywhere that wasn't like the most stable, focused camera I've ever seen. So I don't know. And then I was tagged on Discord, or I saw it in Discord,
Well,
as well.
he doesn't.
So
Well, it was done at Walter Reed, so he's not going to have like. I mean, he's going to have the technical bells and whistles. They're just not going to be. It's just not going to be of the same quality as like the White House. Like they're
I was
constantly.
just throwing some spice into it because that's like a that's a conspiracy theory. But to be quite honest with you, I would not be surprised if the president announced publicly that he was at Walter Reed, but was actually on a naval hospital ship somewhere off the coast. You know what I mean? Because I mean, he's the president. I don't know. Anyway.
So, this headline from the Wall Street Journal: White House gives mixed signals on Trump's health. Doctor says he's happy with the president's condition, but another person familiar with the situation suggests cause for concern. Who is that other person? I would like to know. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, White House doctor says President Trump is okay. Washington, President Trump had a fever and rapidly dropping blood oxygen levels on Friday morning, but his condition has since improved. The White House chief of staff said late Saturday as the administration gave conflicting signals about the president's condition. Chief of Staff Mark Meadows said on Fox News that the president was doing well, but he wouldn't be out of the woods for another 40 hours. He said he and the president's doctor had been very concerned on Friday morning. And oh, you've got to be kidding me. Fuck you, Wall Street Journal. I'm not fucking
Okay. So yeah,
paying to read this.
So you pretty much nailed most of it. The one tweet that the one tweet that I was paying attention to was there was like a source, apparently a source familiar to the president's health, to the pool reporters, was the president's vitals over the last 24 hours were very concerning, and the next 48 hours will be critical in terms of his care. We're still not on a clear path to a full recovery. No shit. Okay. So this tells me nothing. This tells me nothing.
Right.
Because like over the 20, like obviously the 24 hours when a person has been admitted to a hospital of it, like with any diagnosis, those 24 hours are going to be concerning, right? Because you're constantly monitoring oxygen, blood, all the vitals, all that, right? And then of course the 48 hours are going to be crucial in terms of a patient's care. That's how it is all the fucking time. Like, how is this shit news? Like like these people are reporting just clean bullshit. Like it's just amazing to me. Like these pieces of shit will do anything for a fucking story. And like, no, I got like when I saw the team doctors and they were giving out, it felt like that the reporters were trying to like get some, like ask weird questions or something. Like dude, just take them at their word and move the fuck on. Cause like, dude, they're not going to tell you, and they're not going to tell you anything beyond what they tell you. It's not like, like they had a big issue about this dude. Was this dude on oxygen or not? And the dude was saying he wasn't on oxygen. All right. Like, and then look, even on NBC News, they were still like, they didn't give clear answers if he was on oxygen or not. Like, who gives a fuck, dude? He just told you. He just told you he's not on oxygen now. He wasn't on oxygen when he got here. He's not. He hasn't been on oxygen during his stay. Like, what the fuck? What more do you want? Like, these people are just dipshits. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these
What?
people.
Well, I mean, I will say it is pretty strange for I mean, effectively the most powerful man on the planet, his current state of health to be so ambiguous by so many sources, you know.
Well, they keep it on taps. Like, look, like when usually when a president goes through something that requires medical treatment, they tend to keep their cards close to the table just for national security reasons.
Oh, come on, Phil. You think I mean, after what we've watched over the last, I mean, the attacks in every way, shape, and form. I mean, for the hard leftist media
Yeah,
to tone it down when he gets sick and not use that. I mean, it's such an obvious attack vector for them. They've been
yeah,
saying this for fucking the whole, I mean, for months at least, that this is all Trump's fault. And, you know, now that he's got it, they could, I mean, why wouldn't they spin that? Why wouldn't they
yeah.
try to get all of the evidence they could?
Oh,
I
see,
think
I gotcha. See, he didn't wear his mask and he was going out all the
right,
time.
exactly. All the rallies and all the people outdoors, and let's don't mention the rioters burning shit down. That they're not spreading nothing except for love and peace and
Right,
summer of love type thing.
right.
But yeah, I mean, again, I think because again, I saw that the footage and it seemed weird to me, and then one of my friends in one of my other discords posted something from some random person that was like, dude, I think he's on a ship. Because like the way the camera moves, and it moves really slowly, but it moves like a ship on the ocean. They put little stickers on their TV, and it's, you know, it's conspiracy theory shit. But it actually kind of makes sense to me, because if the president has actually come down with this deadly virus, you know, slightly slightly deadly virus, selectively deadly virus. But you know what? He's kind of in the demographic. It really seems to be deadly for elderly people 70 and over, which is him, you know. So if he ends up in a vulnerable state, Walter Reed Medical is the closest, most prestigious place, but he has dumped quite a tremendous amount of money and into the military in his time in office. And those, you know, those naval hospital ships, you know, they've been all over the coast of this country during this pandemic. They needed, but I mean, it would make sense to me to play a little, you know, a little shuffle there, you know. And it would also make sense as to why no one can get any real information, because they're talking to the doctors at Walter Reed who aren't actually seeing the president in this, you know, hypothetical that I'm pondering live on the internet with you
I
guys.
did like how the head doctor kind of cut these reporters off after a while.
Hmm.
They were shooting off questions, and there was one person that was continuously trying to ask a question about something, and he just ended up cutting them off. Like, good, just blow these assholes off.
You
Like,
know,
dude, fuck them.
you know what? You know what really does irritate me, and this is where the right can get as cringy as the left can. Is and I mean, I love Rush, as people know who listen to the show, but it kind of seemed yesterday as if like as if like a lot of people on the right were already acting as if he were dead or something like that. And in fact, Apex, you either tweeted or like retweeted a meme earlier today, kind of, you know, pointing that out.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Um,
Pointing what out? I'm sorry. I didn't. I was busy. There's something going on there. I didn't hear what
okay.
you said.
I was saying that what also irritates me is that the right wing, um, you know, has kind of been just as cringy as the left has been in regards to Trump getting COVID. And
Oh yeah, like yeah, it was like a left side conservatives before, you know, conservatives before COVID, and it's like the Doge meme head with like a big buff Chad, super fucking chested body, and then it's like Trump after he's diagnosed, conservatives after Trump is diagnosed with COVID. and it's like the sad Doge meme, like the sad little MAGA hat, and they're holding a little flag that's not waving. And the person I retweeted, Hindu Dindu at Hindu Dindu, post some good shit on Twitter. But they were like, "There's some truth to this," and I retweeted saying 100% that there's some truth to it, because I was trying to say this. I was trying to say this last night on the Hug Box. Like, I mean, it's true that some of the more, the Tucker Carlsons and the higher tier right wing / conservative voices never cheered on Ruth Bader Ginsburg's illness or her death, or never wished for Obama's death openly. Anyway, that at least that I'm generally speaking, it wasn't like a widespread thing. But what was common among right wing internet personalities of varying degrees, from reputable to on nobody's radar at all, let's say, everywhere in between, they I saw lots of that shit, like when RBG went off the radar, whenever that was, like last year or however many times it's happened, like just begging for her to die. People, and I don't hate to name drop here, but Mr. Obvious posted a video recently about the blue check marks on Twitter, just so happy about the diagnosis and wishing for Trump's death, and it seems so much like pro clutching and moral fagging, because he's kind of a shit. He started as kind of a shit poster, and talking about stuff that was happening on 4chan and whatnot. And it's like, man, I don't know.
Now wait, hold up. When you say Mr. Obvious, is that his actual screen name, or is that
That's his YouTube channel.
Okay, so you're not like hint Mr. Obvious, or anything.
No, being facetious. No. Mr. Mr. Period Obvious.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
No, I like that dude too, but the whole point though is, like, I've seen a lot of it from. They're effectively nobodies, but they do have, like, let's call them substantial or relevant followings on social media, be it YouTube or Twitter, the only two that I fucking use. But they have pushed, like, they can't believe that it feels like pearl clutching. Me and Scorpio were saying that last night, using that term, because that's literally what it seems like to me. They're like, "How dare you? How dare you wish for the man's death you've been wishing death for the last 4 years, now that he's got an illness that might kill him? How dare you?" Like, of course they're going to get the fuck over it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, what's weird?
We lost Phil, apparently.
Yeah, I'm gonna message him and see if he's coming back. But what I was gonna say,
he's probably on Versa.
I don't think they're live yet, though. I
well, either way, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think maybe they're in their show chat, or their host chat. But anyway, what I was gonna say is, what's weird to me is how conservatives are acting like Trump is already dead, or at least some of them are acting like Trump is already dead, and that's just weird to me, because, like, yeah, Trump has COVID, but he's not dead, so there's no reason to act like we're in a state of mourning, or that we need to get a funeral dirge going right now. You know what I mean? And people are kind of acting like that, it seems. I don't know, it just drives me crazy.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, no, I'm with you, buddy. I just again, I don't know what to make of it all. Like, my initial thoughts were, well, that seems convenient for him to. I didn't know what that meant, that it was convenient, but it just seemed like conveniently timed. Sorry for the noise there. and or I don't want to say convenient. And I mean, again, I never denied that this illness was real, but I have always been more on the stance that this fucking virus is bullshit. More bullshit than it's not bullshit. And I've made that clear on this show multiple times. But I mean, it's clear that it has affected people. And again, as I said earlier, those disproportionately affected are elderly people. But Donald Trump, I don't think, really classifies his. I mean, if I don't know, I don't really know, man. I don't know what to make of it all. Like I said, that video, that most recent update that I watched, and I had a weird, like I was watching it, I'm like, the first thing I noticed it while I was watching it the first time through, the book on the table. Like, yes, I understand he's in the hospital, air quotes. And he's definitely sick. He's being treated by doctors, but I don't think that they couldn't have a tripod, to put the camera on to focus on the president while he makes a speech to the nation while being sick with this deadly pandemic virus. And instead, like the background moves, like the thingy on the table, the ledger on the table, like, gets, the gap between the bottom of the screen and the top of that book gets smaller, and then it gets bigger, and then it gets smaller. It's like like he's on a ship, like slow ocean movements. But again, I don't know that really matters, other than I don't know. I don't know what that means, other than I'm gonna try again. Other than blank. Fill that for me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I'll send you that video.
I mean, I'm kind of with you. I saw the video too, and yeah, I was gonna try and pull that up here, but no, I mean, look, man, it's 2020. Things this year are just strange in general because it is 2020. So
I think, and that's another thing, man. I see a lot, and I feel like people need to they need to get out of their own heads, man, because if they think this is bad, it can be, and probably will be, Sam. It probably will get worse. I can't say, I mean, obviously not virus related or anything specifically, but things will get worse. It's a firm belief that I stand by, that the only thing, I mean, it's obvious, the only thing that's guaranteed in life is change, and that change is not always good. And it's been noted by historians and people for a long time that we're in a period of like unprecedented peace as far as this, this period of human record keeping. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't know, man. It's like people just need to keep their eye on the prize is the thing, and not focus on this piddly little bullshit. These characters and these ideals, arbitrary boxes that people need to fit each other into. Fuck that shit, dude. I mean, ideas matter and ideals matter and principles matter, but there ain't no motherfucking reason that people of different principles can't achieve a similar goal.
yeah.
I guess.
Well, I just find it fascinating that people think that this. I find it fascinating that there are still, to this day, people who think that this is somehow all going to vanish after November 3rd. And I mean, there's some
Sorry.
there are some people who legit think that, and I'm like, oh no, if you think shit is crazy now. Sorry, Dan. Wait until 2021, because I have a feeling that this that this shit is going to extend into next year somewhat.
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be. I think God protect the children right now, that generation, because I mean, I don't. Again, I'm not a. I have no idea what's coming, but I like to think the best in people. I know that people in groups are very scientifically provably fucking retarded, and we've seen plenty of that this year. Um, so, but I like to think that when the shit really hits the fan, for a lot of these idealistic millennials in particular, my fucking generation of retards, when shit really starts hitting the fan for them, whatever that may be, whatever it needs to happen in their life, that they go, oh fuck. Um, you know, I think that we all are gonna. I don't know. I just have hope that there's more good people in this country than there are corrupt politicians and actual racists that want to kill people because of their race, just because of that. And I know lots of people meme that and joke that, but I know several of them that don't actually mean that. They just don't. They want to be with their own people. They don't want to be bothered by people that aren't the people they deem as their people. That's fine. You should be allowed to do that. But not now, not today. So I think diversity, the quote unquote diversity is our strength tagline, is going to be propped up in history as one of the most indefensible positions ever taken by a civilized society, quote unquote civilized society.
I sure as fucking hope so, because man, that shit is getting old. Also, I love how Jolly pops into the chat right as we're talking about the.
I know.
Right.
No.
I fucking love you.
I fucking love Jolly.
I fucking love you. Oh shit. And now here comes the gay. Now here comes the.
Oh, Eric too. Oh shit.
Speaking of
pull your pants up, boys.
Speaking of Evil Eric, this might be a good time for me to make an announcement. I actually it's not open yet, but the merch store is actually up now.
Oh.
And
nice.
So I went back and I haven't posted the newest logo of the Whitfield report, but I went back and posted some of Evil Eric's original artwork that he did for me. So we have
nice.
So we have the vintage Whitfield report logo from 2017. That's a bit more cartoonish. I'm going to upload one of just kind of like my Twitter avatar, since people like that. And then I have a few like catchphrases or tags that I'm going to be putting up in the store. But yeah, that will be launching this week at some point. Maybe even tomorrow. We might do a stream about the store opening tomorrow. So, but yeah, since Eric is here and he does great artwork, I did want
Fuck yeah, man.
I did want to announce that since he's here. So
Eric made my my Twitter thing, profile pic, Secret King.
Evil Eric, I should probably do a new one. I'm now a part-time terrible homeschool teacher. Well, Eric, don't sell yourself short, buddy. You're not a terrible homeschool teacher. you're just a mediocre homeschool.
How can you, Sammy, wait, how can you possibly know that? He might be terrible. I doubt it. I really do. But he might be.
Well, let me put it this way, dude. He's in Michigan, and from what I understand, he can't be doing any worse than the fucking public school teachers do in Michigan. So
Fucking Cereal too. Holy shit. What's up, boys? Shit. And girls. Oh, Zenith's in there too. Gosh dang.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Awesome.
Christy, yeah, my Twitter waifu has come. Actually, my Discord wife is back.
Robot.
So, but yeah, we haven't had a good old fashioned DZ room whack in a while.
It's a wrench whack, brother. It is a wrench whack.
Yeah. It is.
Fucking Johnny, Alan, Ray, Jolly, Sirio, Zenith, Eric. I'm literally just reading up the chat right now.
but it's the entire OG DZ crew. So
almost, except for a certain dick-nosed individual.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it's matter. We won't go there.
And that guy, I will say this: people keep thinking Dictator Phil is that guy, and Dictator Phil would be insulted if he. Anyway, yeah, we'll keep those. We'll keep that. Meta.
Yeah, where's Morgs? Where's Morgs? We're missing Morgs.
More
and porcelain.
Morgs is on Facebook, and I have Porce ghostwriting my autobiography for me. So just kidding. I don't know where Porcelain is.
No. Porcelain's he's a myth of the internet now. He's gone with the wind, only to be spoken by boomers like us.
You say boomers like this. This is kind of funny because my grandfather, it was his 86th birthday today, so we had him over for dinner.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
And what's funny is he's 86, but he actually understands like the internet and meme culture somewhat.
That's amazing.
So, and he knows how to use his smartphone. So he actually found the show and was listening.
Oh no!
Well, no, his.
Oh no!
His number one question for me was because he's a former advertising executive out of New York, actually. So he actually knows like publishing and whatnot, like the real deal. And his number one question for me was two questions. A is this Teddy Spaghetti guy you speak of, is he the son of Robert Beale? To which I said, why yes, he is Robert's son. Why do you ask? And my grandpa goes, well, one of my partners had Robert as a client back in the 80s, and that dude was a prick. And I said, doesn't surprise me. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. his second question was, how on earth is Ted making so much money just by scamming people? To which I just simply said, that is the $1,000,000 question, Grandpa. The internet is still trying
Grifting. That's where you describe grifting and how it can be effective
which
by
I
means
which
of spaghetti spreading.
I tried to, but see, this is where his age does catch up with him, and maybe for good reason. But my grandfather's so like business oriented that he's just like, that would make no sense in the business world. You would fail miserably. And I told him, I said, yeah, I said, Grandpa, that's the frustrating thing about grifting is it shouldn't work. It shouldn't work at all, but it does for these assholes somehow.
You have to. I imagine it, or I picture it as like it's like emotional manipulation gambling. It's just like gambling, but you have way more visibility of the stakes if if you have the right tools. And yeah, I don't know. Well,
Robert Ravioli. So and yes, Serial, I do drive the death chair with a joystick actually. So
how the fuck else? I mean, I suppose slaves and whips is a little outdated, but that's the only other thing I could see.
I'm not that cruel. I'm not jolly. So
Sure you are, just not in public.
well, we don't need to go down that rabbit hole. I mean,
that hole.
I mean, I still have somewhat of a reputation I have to uphold. So, but let's see.
Well, you're not doing it any favors having me here, buddy.
Believe it or not, you're an upgrade from the last co-host I had.
Well,
who decided to who was conservative and then decided to come out as both gay and liberal. So that was that. But yeah.
Oh man. So what else are we talking about, dude?
I mean, that was kind of all I had on the docket as far as articles. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention on the Gamma Hug box last night is Hillary Clinton now has a podcast, and
yeah,
you and I both, unfortunately, we accidentally subbed to the Twitter. Have you listened to that yet, or
no? Fuck no, dude.
Me either. I as I told my mom, was like, are you gonna listen to it? And I said no, Mom, I don't want insurance to have to cover burst eardrums. So
that way, yeah, they're already paying out their fucking ass for that wheelchair.
Yeah,
that death chair.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. People think that Obamacare was so wonderful for disabled people, but it fucking anyway. Health insurance is a whole nother thing that maybe I should do in a future show, but I'm not. I'm not.
Sammy's asking. Serio's asking the real questions in the chat here. How big is it, Sam? Your wheelchair controller?
The wheelchair controller. Well, if you're talking about the joystick itself, it's probably about like yay big. But as far as the actual controller, I mean, I am the controller, and the controller is large and
In charge and black. Is it black? Tell me it's black.
I mean, it's I mean it is Robo. So
Sammy hates white people confirmed. Johnny called it.
I mean
Sammy hates white controllers confirmed. Just kidding. Sorry.
I will say that the death chair is all black. So
Of course it is. How else are you supposed to sneak around at night?
exactly. And now you get it. But yeah. Let's see. Any more questions about the death chariot?
I don't know. I mean, not me specifically, but I mean, we could continue chatting, or we could go try to talk over each other in Versa, or
Yeah,
just say goodnight. I do have to work kind of early, but
yeah, I think I think we could sign off. I will answer a few more questions. I mean, Zenna, it can pull your wagon. Sorry, I had to say that. So
it is a Ray Mobile basic black holer. That's just that's why it's black. That's why it's all black. That's the main reason, to sneak around. And oh my god, I forgot about the rape machine lore, Sam. You've got hydraulics in that thing.
no, but
that turn you into a fucking transformer of rape.
but it works both ways because when the Twitter girls get on top of the chariot, it works against me. I'm trapped. So I've been abused by blondes several times over.
You should try redheads, man. If you want to talk about abuse.
Yeah, well, that's all another thing. So
that's a whole nother thing.
And I actually like redheads. So I'm a bit messed up, I guess. According to a couple friends, because redheads are crazy.
But, no, redheads do the best.
But I mean, someone actually said that to me, and I said, yeah, well, I've dealt with an internet cult for the last 2 years, so I'm pretty sure redheads are nothing compared to the stuff that I had to deal with.
Well, I have a redhead that that I have a let's say long distance sexting relationship for 12 years now, since I've lived in the area that we went to high school together in, and she's married, and I regularly receive unsolicited nudes. We'll just call them what they are. They're nudes, just unsolicited nudes from a married woman, because she misses me. I mean, that's not crazy. That's just, I mean, it is crazy because it's a long time to not get a dick and still want it. But, yeah, that's my my top tier redhead. She's hot too, by the way.
I
She is
mean,
bored. Yeah, probably. She's definitely bored. Xena hit it right on the head. She's bored,
I mean,
and I get that.
Jolly. Jolly. I haven't been stabbed by a redhead, by a hot redhead yet. Bitten, yes, but stabbed, no. So. And, and it's not
Thanks, basic.
It's not as bad as people think either. So.
I don't remember what we were talking about except redheads. Now I can picture his nudes, and I'm not looking at him. I promise. I'm looking at the chat.
I know how that goes. You start talking about redheads, and before you know it, you can start thinking. You just start thinking about them. So
there is no Dana, only Zool. I don't know where that came from. I think Gabe stoned. Surprise, me too.
Joey says tits are great. Fuck yeah, they're great. I mean,
I'm listen. I love me tits, but I'm a big fan of an apple booty. Just I love me some booty. Both are great, and I can't tell you which one I choose over the other, because it depends on the other factors involved. But man, I do love me some booty. Big old booty. I like big booty, but I like big tits too. I mean, fuck. How do you choose? Do you have to? Sometimes.
Yeah, it's
a conversation with myself. Period.
Now, see, this is what people think that I constantly think about politics all day, but no, this is the stuff that Apex and I both think about in our everyday lives. So. Owen Benjamin, yeah, and Owen also hates women though too. So that's
well. So does Sirio. So let's move on because this is boring. We were pleasing our one down vote. Oh, we got it back. Okay, never mind. Let's move on. So dudes are awesome, right? I don't know. We'll go the other direction.
Hi, Owen.
Hi, Owen. Yeah, no. Asses are for baboons. No, they're not. I mean, baboons have asses, but so do I think most mammals, and I mean even like aquatic life.
I get where Joel is coming from though. So.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's calling me a monkey. I get it.
Which you did say you're the monkey brain of the gammas, so kind of makes sense.
I don't think I said that, Sam. I think I said it was like the animal kingdom.
Oh yeah. Perhaps we.
Oh hey, we got Owen Benjamin in the chat. Hi, Owen.
Hey faggot, what's up?
What's up, you fucking faggot? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm
Sammy, coming with the spice. Oh, Jesus.
he probably just squirted when I said that. So, apologies to whoever made that. That would actually be hilarious if it actually were the real Owen though.
It can't possibly be because it's the same old avatar and shit. But I mean, it is Owen it's just like his old channel used to be. But you know, YouTube changed it so you can't like visit people's channel by clicking on their fucking, you know, thing in the thing and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's basic.
So someone told me. Of course, I get really weird emails from QAnon people too, so it might not count for much. But someone told me that Amy watches my stream, and my reaction was, okay. And like, am I supposed to be impressed by that? And we lost the Gamma himself. But
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know where I fell off, but I got scared.
well, I brought up that Amy may or may not watch the stream, and you bailed. So, I mean that
I'm
would,
like, nope, I'm out.
I mean that would kind of be my reaction too if I heard that Amy watched my show. But
Well, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's all reported to the relevant parties. Yeah, if the name is mentioned, especially, I guarantee you, Google alerts are set on, you know, Amy's Google account, Owen Benjamin, Google alerts. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't really care what Amy does. I mean, I hope she. The only thing I really care about is she gets those fucking kids away from that dude. But I don't even really want that either, because I do not approve of that sort of behavior. What I want is I want to get the fuck off of the internet. I want all of them to get the fuck off of the internet and take care of their family, and not get a job, do something productive, quit lying to people, quit grifting people. You know. I mean, he's one in a sea of people like him, you know, but he's just the closest to our. It's just the closest to us.
Yeah. Well, he just needs to stop letting his kids drink out of the out of the fucking duck pond for once. But
Sirio is Nacho. That's the thing, right?
I am not Nacho. No, he says he is not Nacho.
But no. But Jolly just said that he was. I'm not sure who to trust, Sam.
I miss. Jolly says I miss Bob. Yeah, well, I mean,
It's before my time, unfortunately.
we well, but Jolly, your security. Why do you miss? Okay, so let me explain Bob to you real quick. Apex. So, so there was this guy named Bayonet Bob who was.
I mean, I am familiar with Bayonet Bob, but I don't know like the whole lore behind him and stuff.
So he was basically like doing security for Owen's. He was doing security in air quotes for Owen's show, and around the time of the whole Eric Nimmer versus Neri roast, there was concern that so I guess Owen and Eric were supposed to be like in New York, and like around the time of that roast or shortly thereafter. So one of the bears, I can't remember who, said something along the lines of that Neri wasn't going to be allowed getting in, and like good at like getting in because Bob is security. And so and so that like spun a whole meme of like Bob is security memes. so, so right,
Holy shit! Who is that in the chat?
who?
Island photographer. That name rings a bell. Who is that? Is that Pinder? That's not Pinder, is it?
No, that's
No, that's not Pinder.
No, that's Island. That is also before
Island. Yes, way before my time.
And you
see, but I knew it was part of that lore. See,
and
I knew enough.
And you
Sorry for confusing you with Pinder. Island is Island, right? Island Bear.
And you're better off. Let's just say you're kind of better off that way. So but anyway, we're just rambling at this point. So but I know you have to get up early. So any final thoughts?
Well, only that I love you, Sammy, and I love this chat. I love everybody in it. You guys are all faggots, but I still love you.
I love you. I love you too. I love you too, Mr. Gamma. I'm proud of my Gamma. So. And
yeah, man. So no, as always, thanks for having me on. Sorry I wasn't more hopefully I sound better to the chat because I'm using an actual thingy-majigger that you talk into.
You sound great. So
awesome.
You sound better than a certain lazy-eyed host who apparently now also has panic attacks and can't be bothered to figure out what causes his panic attacks either. So shout out to Alan Powell for clipping that. So but thanks for not vaping. Thanks for not vaping directly into the microphone too, Apex. Really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, Sirio. And you're welcome, Sammy. I have done that before, and I felt really bad about it because it sounds horrifying. I hate it. I fucking vape and it's worse. Like nails on a chalkboard used to be. I fucking can't stand it when people do that shit into the mic. Can't stand it.
I kind of want to get a vape pen too, but I don't. This is one thing I wanted to ask you. I kind of want to get a vape pen, but I don't smoke. So is there any reason to? Or
no. Unless you're smoking weed out of it.
Not
because you can do that too.
Not yet. But with the
panic attacks can melt steel, bro. Don't you know? That's how the Twin Towers came down.
But with the way 2020 is going, I might just start. So. Who knows?
Don't, bro. It's not worth it.
Vaping or smoking weed, because
vaping. Well, wait, just smoking in general, but you know.
I mean, I've smoked weed before, and I like it. So.
I condone vaping for people who are trying to quit smoking. Excuse me. And I condone vaping and smoking THC and CBD. Although CBD doesn't do a fucking thing for me because I'm neurotic as fuck, and I've been a drug addict for more years than I've not been at this point of my life, which is really pathetic to admit openly, but it's true. So yeah, but no, with CBD, THC, get a little vape pen for those if you can, if it's legal in your state, which I don't think it is right now. Is it recreational in Florida?
Well, right now marijuana is still medical, but it's going to be recreational.
Holy fuck, Near Eye's in the chat too, bro. Oh, but you could probably get medical.
yeah, I could, but then I don't think I could get. But then I think it's one of those cases of if I got medical, then I couldn't legally own a firearm or something. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to get Neri on the chat, but because I haven't talked to him in forever. But I also know that he's probably close to Betty Bye
Bring him in, dude.
or something.
If you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. If I know he's in the Discord, and if you want to come in, you can. But there's no pressure. So. Nero, we already went through the show prep, bud. We actually covered our topics. So fuck is show prep, Jolly. It's something that we have started to do to try and make the show a little more organized. Believe it or not, and we did pretty good.
Yeah. Fuck his show prep. Yeah, Sammy's trying to get it professional. We're trying to get things in order.
And
memes folder. Yeah, it's a memes folder.
and we didn't do too bad. So
No, comparatively speaking, when we just start the show and just lately just kind of go off of whatever the fuck I rant about. Near says no.
all right, well,
He's that eye is near, but it's not that near.
Well, we asked. I miss my favorite Ninja Basketball Warrior though. And there, I will say that I miss your Basketball Warrior streams, and I wish we still had the videos of that too, because those were hilarious, and I know that Apex would laugh his ass off at those if they were still on YouTube. But.
What's that?
Oh, I was just saying. I know that you would laugh your ass off at Neri's old YouTube channel if it was still on YouTube. That is. So.
Boop.
But anyway, I guess that's it for the show, folks. Good night. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to Apex and Dictator Phil for being my co-host this evening. Apex, any more cute cat videos on the way?
Oh well, yeah, man. I'm doing a weekly update. We've done 3. I've done 3 as of this point. These little fucking monsters, as they tend to do. They still don't have very good eyesight. All their eyes have been open for well over a week now, but like they can't see very well because they're proto creatures at this point. But they are quite rambunctious, and I'm assuming you saw the little chunky boy in their little beer box cage that I impromptu created for them.
Yes,
that I posted on Twitter. You saw that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was adorable.
Yes, well, that chunky boy, that one's mine. That one's not going anywhere. That's the one that I've been fighting with the eyeball infection. 2, 3, up to 6 times a day for the last 2 weeks. I've been cleaning that little shit's eyeballs out. One eyeball, his right eye, because it gets crusted up, and then putting little antimicrobial drops. I'm a pussy guy. Yeah, no. Yeah, little updates. That's all. Just little update. Show everybody that gives a fuck on Twitter about the pussy in my life.
Yeah,
that is on 4 legs.
Yeah, Johnny, I don't quite know how to feel about it either as a dog person myself, but I also know Apex loves.
I fucking love dogs too, man. I could post puppy videos, but it would kind of dox me because it relates to my job. I deal with puppies almost more than I fucking do, and I own cats. I almost deal with dogs more than I do cats. So I fucking love dogs. Most dogs. Just like cats. I don't love all cats. Fuck. I had my finger almost fucking bitten off. What was it? 10 months ago. It's still not healed, bro. I still don't have a full fingernail on my ring finger on my left hand. So some cats I literally could kick them through a fucking field goal mount. I could from the 30-yard line. I could do the same thing with certain dogs too. Same with baboons, and ferrets, and chickens, ducks, peacocks, anteaters.
What?
I don't know.
So, but
Just saying.
All
People.
right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So for the fourth time, let's close the show out.
All right, folks. That'll do it for the Whitfield report tonight. I just wanted to round off at 2 hours. So yeah, we did that over an hour and 45. So maybe this stream will actually process.
Well, let's round off at 2. No, fuck that. How much longer we got? 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's keep going. I said peacock. That's right.
And I said cougar, but no one caught the reference the first time. So
yeah, Wally. Listen, the Arcade Junior Wally is significantly smarter, I think, than the two-legged Benjamin Wally. Smith Wally, sorry.
Well, to be fair, look at who that kid's parents are.
Well, to be fair, look at who that dog's dad is, and look at that dog. I mean, I've seen that dog grow up just like you have.
Yep.
Little shit. Handsome little fucker. Anyway.
Of course you caught it, Zenit. You're one of the you always pick up on my little
Sammy, pull your pants back up. Pull your pants back up.
My pants are up and my pants are up and my hands are up here. So
they look nothing alike. Wait, you got your pants up at your tits or something?
No. Oh, that's right. You can't actually see my my.
No, I can't.
Let me fix that for you.
You can't. All I need to do, you know what? I could hit. I'll just hit play. Whoa! I'm like an hour and 40 minutes behind.
Here, I'm on screen.
Oh, I see you.
I'm on screen.
I see you, bro. I see like nipple up. Your pants could be at your goddamn toenails. How the fuck do we know?
I mean, this is a video podcast, so
yeah.
But yeah, no,
you're right.
No bathrobe anymore on the doorway. So,
well, that's a plus. You know what you should put there is a noose.
Why so
I have no idea. This is literally the first thing that came to my fucking stupid brain.
Why, so I can hang myself once this year is over?
No. Sammy, if you kill yourself, I will fucking run Forrest Gump to Florida with my Lazarus Stone, and I will jam it through your fucking pee hole, and I will resurrect you to... Listen, before I put you back in your sentient god chair, I will beat the shit out of you, and then put you back in that chair, and then let you, mutilate me with your death machine.
And then I'll say, thank God you came. Hillary did it. Go
No,
on.
the news joke was like because it would be like I'm looking at a screenshot of you and just a noose behind you on the door would be I don't know, it just would be funny. I mean, it could be you could put a tie there. You could change the tie every week. A different tie hanging off of that fucking hook. I don't know.
I should start to wear a tie on stream.
No. No, you shouldn't. I mean, unless it's around your wiener. Then nobody will know anyway. Just do it for the prestige. Just put a you know what? You could go Tucker and you could put a bow tie around it, and you could feel like super newsy and like prestigious.
Tucker Tucker put the how
we need the FBI to investigate Sam's noose. Yep. That's where it would go probably.
you can just call me Bubba Whitfield then.
Oh shit.
And I've still got comedic timing. So it's a dog call it well, I mean
oh my god. Excuse me, sorry, chat. Oh fuck.
Yes. I love it when when my jokes land like that.
Well, comedic timing placed with the drinking of a beverage.
And I think Apex.
No, I muted again. I muted again because I'm still coughing, choking on my motherfucking drink that I was taking.
What?
When you said that, and I just started choking on it, and it, like down the esophagus, and then back up like through the nose and mouth, via laughter. It was kind of painful. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it was worth it. I'll take it.
Good thing everything is red pilled where I work. So I'm.
Can you see me right now, or like what's going on with my screen? Your face fills my whole screen right now.
I can't see. Oh, now I can see. Now I can see your hand.
Okay, we're gonna turn that off. Okay. Was that on? That's not on stream, right? Would that be on stream?
No.
Or
no, only you can see.
Well, only you and I, but you're streaming. But you're not streaming the Discord though, so.
Correct.
Yeah, I'll look at your pretty face, Sammy. Hi, buddy.
and now I can see your pretty red face. So.
That's it's my lighting, man. Anyway, what's going on in chat? What kind of shit are they talking?
Well, let's see.
Yesterday, Island went to a homeless guy and told him, excuse me, the epiphanies he was spouting and shouting were true, powerful, and he needed to apply them to his life to see real change. Hashtag helping. I added the hashtag. Just saying.
Johnny goes, LOL. Let's see.
I like looking at my face. I like looking at your face, but I'm not going to look at my face.
I think Johnny's talking to Ciro, he says, your wife isn't going to be happy when a rabid pack of nut jobs follow you home. Fair.
Meh.
But, I mean, so Apex, serious question in these last 5 minutes. Are you... I'm at the point where I'm optimistic, but I'm also pragmatic about the world. I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic about the future and in what ways I can. But I also recognize that that the world is also going to shit. So
I have to push back on that, Sammy. And I mean, I understand that sentiment because I've shared it a handful of times in my life, actually. It seems like every shift in the political or social or political and social climate simultaneously. I mean, I was 12 years old or 14 years. I don't even fucking know how old I was when Y2K was a thing. And I remember all the hype. And I remember I didn't even have a computer, but like I didn't have a home computer at the time. But I remember vividly, you know, the talk of it changing the world and all the things it was gonna, excuse me, it was gonna reset. So I think the problem, I mean, I've tried to articulate this. I know I tried to earlier, pre-stream, and then I went silent for a long time. But I think the biggest problem that people have on both sides of the political spectrum, and just generally speaking, people are lacking objectivity. They're lacking an ability to back the fuck up and look at not just what's happening right now and what's happened in their life, but what happened 100 years ago, 500 years ago, as best as can be recalled. 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 12,000 fucking years ago. We've got evidence going. I mean, archaeology's there's some pretty amazing archaeological discoveries in the last 10 years. But aside from that, well, not aside from that, but and taking that into consideration, when if you try your best, and you can limit your scope. I think it's part of the reason I'm so fucking lost is because I try to take everything that I've ever encountered or experienced all into consideration at the same time in all situations, all the time, and it's confusing. And sometimes, honestly, when it's clear, it's fucking boom. It's a dead shot ringer, but it's hard getting through that noise for me personally. So I mean, what I think, man, is people need to calm the fuck down, and they need to they need to, and I mean, again, both sides of the political spectrum, however you identify, whether or not you identify with either side of it, there's a radicalization that it's happening within people's own spheres, and it's not. I mean, that's why I'm getting really shitty with the whole leftist meme or title, because to be quite frank, and you know what, this is a throwback to an offline conversation that both you and I, Johnny Arcade, a Storm of Wrenches, and a couple other people had offline in Discord. And well, shit, I can't remember. I don't know if that's true now. I know. Anyway, Johnny pointed out specifically that there was a lot of things that Owen and he shared in common, like the way that they behave And it made me realize that I do too. It's part of the reason I like identified with him, and the reason I followed him into the abyss as far as I did, because he and I share a lot of traits, right? So that was a faulty premise. The shame will never die for such a thing, but I think I don't even remember what the point I was trying to make was at this point. I got a little long-winded there. But okay, right. So the point though is I think that people need to calm the fuck down, and they need to remove themselves from the situation as best that they're able. Try to look at things objectively, which
Yeah.
means nothing. That literally means nothing, Sam. Like to the people that I'm trying to reach to, including my closest, oldest friend in the world, that means nothing to. That they that will translate to the person speaking, me, doesn't understand how deep their understanding of the situation is. I'm the lost one, not them. They don't. I don't understand what's wrong with the world. I'm lost. I'm brainwashed. I'm a bigot and a racist and a homophobe, and I'm all of the things. But yeah, dude, it bums me the fuck out that we have to talk about this all the time. But I love talking to you, and I love looking at this shit because it's important. And I don't know. I'm not smart enough. I'm not smart enough to know what the answer is. I'm not learned enough in politics or civics or any of that shit to really diagnose the problem. I just see a lot of anti behavior from what I was raised around, what I was raised to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I guess that's it.
Absolutely. I mean, for the record, like I said, the world is kind of going, crazy somewhat, but I'm also optimistic
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm optimistic for my, for my future, and like you said, yeah, the world, relatively compared to where we were, 1,000 years ago, we've got it pretty damn good too. So,
well, again, it depends on your rubric, dude. It depends on how you're measuring things, but
yep.
poverty has never been or the poverty rate has never been lower. I mean, in this century, since the year 2000, more people have been raised out of poverty than ever in the history of recorded history. And I mean that's huge, but it's obviously it's not perfect, but it's progress. But nobody gives a fuck about that because my privilege, your privilege. I don't know, dude. Let's end this before I start sounding too much like a fool.
Well, I agree. I think we can agree on that at least.
That I sound like a fool? Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of sounding like a fool too now. To be fair. At any rate, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to the Whitfield report and rambling with Apex and I. So we appreciate
Progress is I don't know what I said, Johnny, dude. I can't remember what I was even thinking 13 seconds ago, much less what I said 25 seconds ago. Sorry.
We appreciate it. So, and from all of us here at NGC Studios, good night, God bless, God save the sweet nation. Shout out to Mr. John Neri in the chat, who gave me the phrase God, freedom, legacy in that order, and that is the most important order. We should actually have Neri.
Much love, everybody.
We should have Neri on to talk about that sometime. But anyway, much love to everyone in the chat, and much love to all of our listeners listening to this on podcast. And I'll see you on the next episode of the Whitfield Report, whatever that is. Until then, God bless and take care, everyone. Bye.
Good night.